You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're just a few hours removed from the Indiana Fever and Christie Sides completely blowing that game against the Chicago Sky. There is absolutely, positively no excuse for losing that game. You cannot lose it. You cannot be up by 15. Clearly, for 3 quarters, that team was the better team. And judging by the fact that they won the previous 2 games, the Indiana Fever are the better team. But Christie Sides quit running the offense through Caitlin Clark, and it became a nightmare in the 4th quarter for the Indiana Fever. Now there's footage out there of Christie Sides and Caitlin Clark arguing. Fans are weighing in on this. Angel Reese had 25, and I think it was 16. Yeah, it was a big game, but if you miss shots, the opponent's going to get rebounds. And there's also other statistics that when you look at them, you can blatantly see some of the real issues here in this game. One of them being the lopsidedness of going to the foul line. 22 of 32 versus 10 of 14. Yeah, 12 more foul shots will lose you ball games. But the fact is, you absolutely cannot do 2 things. You can't quit running your actual offensive plays when you get into the 4th quarter just because you got a 15-point lead. And you cannot in any world not allow that offense to run through Caitlin Clark and have the ball in her hands during the last clutch moments of any game. But in the 4th quarter, it should run through her regardless. She had another big game, 17, 13 assists. Once again, we're talking about a rookie here, folks. It's phenomenal. It really is. So here we go. Footage of Caitlin Clark's arguing with Indiana Fever coach Christie Sides surfaces after Chicago lost. That was a brutal game to watch. It really was. Caitlin Clark appeared to have a disagreement with Indiana Fever coach Christie Sides in the closing stages of the loss to the Chicago Sky on Sunday night. Clark and the Fever were beaten 88-87 in another enthralling encounter with the Sky, who finally beat their newfound WNBA rivals at the 3rd attempt this season. It goes on down here as Hose finished strong at Wintrust Arena. Clark failed to make an impact in the latter stages of the game after choosing to pass to teammates on several occasions instead of going for glory herself. Well, look, the offense needs to run through there. Christie Sides has made a point to say she wants this offense to feed through Aaliyah Boston. Boston at times can be a very good player. At other times, she can completely disappear. I mean, let's be real here. That does happen. Fans fumed over the lack of involvement in the 4th quarter, with some calling on Clark to be more selfish and others pointing the finger at Sides' tactics. Well, let's just look at them having an argument over here. Right here. I don't know what they're talking about. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is not happy. Throwing her hands up, I don't blame her. You're not giving her the ball. You're not running the offense through her. She's the most dynamic offensive player you got. And Christie Sides failed on every level in that 4th quarter. As a coach, you cannot blow that lead. You cannot blow that lead under any circumstances, no matter what. You have to figure out how to hold on to that lead and when you're leading by that much on the road against a rival in a game you need that eventually is going to rear its head later in the season when you're trying to make the playoffs, that's where coaching is going to show up, and you've got to win that game. It should have never even got that close in order for it. When you're up by 15, look, it's one thing for them to score 6 in a row, 7 in a row, whatever, and get it down to 6 points or whatever, and then the Indiana Fever take off and win the game again and keep the game. You can't lose a 15-point lead. You cannot. In the clip that circulated on social media, Clark can be seen gesturing furiously with her right arm while talking with Sides before Fever coach responds to her complaints. One user suggested on social media, Christie Sides and Caitlin Clark are arguing towards the end of the game. Clark didn't like the game plan from Sides. No kidding. Seriously, this is going to be an issue because Christie Sides went away from the pick and roll, which was working. Chicago was having an issue stopping it. Indiana would have won this game. I agree. You cannot let this happen. You can't get away from what it is you're good at doing. If they can't stop it, why get away from it? I mean, people do not realize this. Even in the NFL, where they got playbooks that are this thick, if a team finds a play that is a mismatch for the other team and the other team can't stop it, it is not unusual for a team to run that play 14 times in a row if they can't stop it. That happens more than people realize. Another put, how are you trusting yourself a bit more, Caitlin? You're a clutch player down the stretch, had a great game, you deferred. Where's your self-trust these days? I don't know about that. If she's getting instructions from the coach to do certain things with the ball, I don't think Caitlin Clark's the type that's just going to mutiny on her coach. I don't believe she's like that, although eventually, who knows? Former NFL quarterback Robert Griffin III felt the Fever rookie missed a golden opportunity late in the game. Caitlin Clark, you should have taken the last shot. That's why you have her. Moments like that, period. Agreed. She got to take the last shot. The Indiana Fever has the best shooter in the history of college basketball in Caitlin Clark, who is known for her clutchness. Yet Christie Sides didn't run one play for her in the last 3 minutes of the game. She disappeared. And I'm going to keep it real. What is it with some of these teammates refusing to pass the ball back to Caitlin Clark? When she has the ball, when she's coming down the court as the point guard, as the quarterback of the team, and she sees the floor and she passes the ball off, do you notice the ball hardly ever comes back to her? It never actually comes back to her. Yeah, it doesn't happen for Steph Curry. And it doesn't happen for LeBron James. Even if they pass the ball away, and we've seen LeBron run, he famously has made a career out of being a point forward. The ball will still make its way back around to LeBron. That's the way this has got to work. Seriously. That's crazy. Another bold move by Christie Sides to go with the stick Caitlin Clark in the corner offense in the final 3 minutes. Not sure we've hit the rim. Does the coach not have a play to give Caitlin a three-point shot in the clutch? Probably not. Seriously, it seems like Coach Sides is deciding plays to exclude and isolate Clark. What the F? Christie Sides and the coaching crew failed the Fever. They cannot create a possession for Caitlin Clark. She's just not another player. In my opinion, you got to work up a few plays for her right there. In other words, what's the quickest momentum killer for the Chicago Sky? Caitlin Clark hitting a 26-foot three-pointer. But yet nothing was drawn up. Nothing was ran. Nothing was set on offense. It became just a furious ball of confusion, especially in the last 3 minutes of the game. But that fourth quarter, it was an embarrassment, an indictment on coaching. Wow, folks. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Christie Sides, it looks like this team's got a lot more talent than I think a lot of people thought because of that tough start to the schedule. This coach has got to figure out how to use that talent. I thought she was figuring it out. And yesterday, it was back to square one. It was an F+, an F-. F- is worse, I guess. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.